All right, so I forgot to tell you guys this is in English, or it can be a little bit of English and Spanish, a little bit of Spanglish. It doesn't really matter.
That's what
Uh,
it's so
Can do both.
Hey,
so
Waldemar, are
thank
you
you,
comfortable
thank
speaking
you
English
for
or
yeah, thank you to everyone who's connecting now, who is watching the replay. This is episode 2 of the late grind, and we're just gonna put the artwork here because Gabe spent a lot of quality time creating this, so we want to put it out there. So here it is, the late grind, episode number 2, with our buddy, our friend, Waldemar Pérez. He's a co-founder and art director at LiliWeds, and we're gonna talk to him uh, about his brand, his story, any tips that he has for us. And if somebody's interested in working with him, you'll have a chance to also get some information from him. So get your coffee ready, because the late grind, it's starting right now.
I have mine here too.
Yep. It doesn't matter if you're not drinking coffee, you can fake drink it. This is how we do it. All right, so Waldo, let us tell us a little bit about your story. How you came to be the guy, the artist, the creator that you are today.
Oh, that's an interesting question. It all started like 12 years ago, but really it kind of solidified like from maybe since the day I started doing branding, wedding branding for my company with my wife, and like 3 years ago, I just started getting some more invested in branding, in the word branding, and the whole umbrella that it entails. So now I go around with my wife what's called LiliWeds, and she lets me do branding projects every now and then. And so now I do both. I do the creative part of the LiliWeds brand,
So
and
she's the boss. It's clear, right?
of course, yeah,
The boss,
she
right?
calls the shots every
you
shot. So,
you obey.
yeah, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. I worked with my wife a few years ago doing some volunteer work. It was interesting, work alongside her day by day. How is it for you guys?
Well, for us, it was pretty tough the first 6 months or year. It was kind of hard, but we quickly learned that if we just like stay on our lane, like her expertise is running the actual business, and I wanted to be like part of that for some weird reason because I don't know, this is my business too or whatever, and she wanted to be making decisions on the creative side, so we were bumping, we were clashing. And but once we saw that we both needed to just stay on our lane, on our strong suits, me being the creative and she being the boss, and running the business, everything just went so smoothly.
Nice. Um, Obviously, you guys were in Puerto Rico, right? 3 years ago when the
Hmm.
hurricane hit.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I don't know if Gabe, were you in Puerto Rico when the hurricane hit?
I was?
You was,
Mhm.
okay, yeah. So all of us, we were there. Definitely something very shocking, right? Memories are still fresh.
Yeah.
How did you guys, manage to keep your business um, afloat? How was it for you guys that back then?
Before Maria, we understood that we had very clearly that being in social media was the most important thing. Like that was the way that we were going to showcase and we were going to market and just talk about how we really love what we do. And once we had that, once Maria happened, then weirdly not weirdly, because we had a strong social media and communication. People just kept asking for cotizaciones, like yeah, asking for quotes, and we just needed just some generator and a computer. I already had my laptop, and that was it. Our whole business was just a laptop and a generator, and we didn't have offices or anything in that matter. So we delivered, and thank God we didn't have. Also, we didn't expand our business by just buying a bunch of printers or anything like that. We did that outside. So that's how we managed and we could deliver to all our clients.
All right.
Sorry, I was muted. So you did some strategic outsourcing, right? Of those components of your business that help you a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so fast forward 3 years now, we have a different beast that's affecting everyone worldwide.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are now getting married through Zoom. We have seen we are close to people, right? I think the three of us close to people that have been married through Zoom. How has your business been affected by COVID this year?
Well, I have like two versions of it, right? I have LiliWeds, which was really affected by, I guess, in the sense of like numbers, the number of weddings that were happening, because of course people can't gather now, and but we kept communicating with our clients, like a week later, after the whole lockdown here in Puerto Rico. We were calling all of our brides, hundreds of them, and we were like, we know what you're going through. We are going through as well, and anything you need from us, that you need help, we will be here for you. And so, of course, a lot of weddings were postponed, canceled, but we immediately helped them doing digital wedding invitations, or save the dates, or helping them with the design, no cost at all for them. So that's what we did. We were human beings, we were just helping them.
Yeah, definitely. Like we've all had to show our human side more than our business side during this pandemic. So, do you have any tips in regards, to branding, especially now for entrepreneurs, small businesses, let's say restaurants that are having to either close or pivot from serving food to maybe selling groceries? Any businesses that's out there struggling, how can branding help them survive this, and what specific things they can do to do so?
That's a great question, and I think it's mixed with the question that you asked later. You asked, I mean, before. So depends on how do you look branding, right? Branding is not the logo. Branding is not the color palette. Is not the typography. Branding, it's a whole. Is the feeling or the gut feeling that people feel when they see your business or your product or your service. And if you understand that you're serving people and you want to solve a problem for people, then branding kind of manifests itself. But for every business, if you put like people in front of you, like first, your clients, what do they need and how can I help? I think you won't have to pivot or change. And of course, I understand that now technology will help us like develop new ways of serving the same kind of clients. You talked about a restaurant, right? So restaurants, the ones that were quick, they just started delivering or having pickups. But branding just helped us help them to just communicate their message and their why were they so eager to help people to eat, for example, in a restaurant. And for creators or creatives or brand creators, um, in my case, I really used this time to double down on what was, like, for me, what I really love doing. So for example, it's pretty common for a graphic designer to just receive a call for someone that, um, yeah, I just need a flyer, and the graphic designer, his specialty maybe is motion graphics, right? But because I need the money right now, he then decides to do the flyer. And um, and yes, you can do that, but you're not going to be enjoying your work or practicing on your craft or giving your real true best. And I think, like, doubling down on what you're good at and of course you enjoy is a tip that I'll keep repeating. For every business owner, everyone that wants to be an entrepreneur or is an entrepreneur. Just stay in your lane and double down on your strengths, and everything else would just fall in, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that. That's definitely helpful, And it's true what you say. People think branding is just a logo, color palette, or the tagline, whatever. It's definitely much more than that. It's more of what you are as a business. Like you said, the why and putting the humans up front. That's definitely what does part of
Yeah,
the part of
um,
branding.
there is this author. He literally wrote the book on branding. He's Martin Neumeyer, and he defines it like branding is the gut feeling of a customer, um, that the gut feeling that a customer has, of a company, product, or service. That's the definition. So of course you can I don't want to use the word manipulate, but you can bend the messaging, positioning. Of course, colors and a logo have a big component on branding. But when you use all these pieces and put them all together, then you create a real brand. And then over time, the logo and the colors and everything else will have that feeling and that gut feeling that Martin Neumeyer expressed in the definition.
Right. Now, we've been talking a lot about branding as a technique, right? I mean, you've been talking about what do you do to create a project or an idea, right? But a big part of branding and marketing itself, it's public relations, right? PR. Um, and now that we cannot go anywhere, we can't go to conventions, we can't go out to, I don't know, a bar and meet someone that you want to do business with.
Mhm.
What tools have you used to still, create relations with the public, find clients, meet new people, other enterprises, other subjects,
Yeah.
without leaving your house, without being able to go anywhere and actually do it, face to face.
That's a really good question, because I personally think that we are all in a big, big convention right now. Like, using every social media platform that we have, we can exploit in DMs, in comments, in giving value, in sharing your process, showcasing your work, but in a way that reflects who you are. Because there's a bunch of thousands or in hundreds of thousands of creators out there. Anyone can make stuff, but the way you make it and why you make it is unique, to you, and people will feel attracted to that, the right people. And just as a company um, um, defines their client, you as a creator or you as an entrepreneur have to understand who your audience is. And since we need to network and we need those relationships to grow as people or grow our business, we have to use what's in our fingertips: DMs, comments, likes. In every platform, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn is great for business networking. So if you look at it like that, like we are already in a big convention virtually, um, so you're going to start looking at this question differently, right? Because you have the opportunity right now to write for to someone that you want to work with.
Right. Now, like you mentioned social media, you mentioned a few platforms that we use, right? Is
Yeah.
any of them your favorite and you feel like it does the job for you?
Well, my favorite platform right now is LinkedIn. Like I'm sorry, it's Instagram.
All
It's
right.
my favorite right now
Why?
because it's very visual and I'm a creator, right? Um, and LiliWeds uses Instagram mostly to drive our whole business. And of course, we have our website and everything, but social media is where all our communication is. And but for creators, I'll say Behance is a great way to connect with people that you would like to work. And but yeah, Instagram and Behance, and for people that are entrepreneurs, LinkedIn is really powerful, mostly because they don't have the same algorithm as Instagram that doesn't necessarily show you what because of your history, it doesn't show you what it thinks you want to see. So it's more organic, and for that, LinkedIn is a beast for that. Yeah, for
Definitely, yeah.
sure.
It's I think it's underutilized. There's just a lot that can be done using LinkedIn, especially when you interact with people, you comment on their posts, and you really, and you connect outside your network. That's when you really start.
I would say it's not. You don't send a DM like, "Hey, my name is Tal, and I want to work with you this way. Just hire me." It's not.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
no
like.
cold outreach. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it's really creating relationships. It's not, I need you to hire me now,
Right.
because I do that. Like I said before, there's hundreds of thousands of creators out there, and entrepreneurs, people that want to do business. But before you do business, it's a lot better to create a relationship and just talk to people. Just talk. I really like what you do, etc., and be excited to then maybe do business with them.
Hmm.
Now,
Awesome.
well, you are clearly a bilingual, and I know you're not afraid to reach out and do more and find more people and more clients. And you told me, I mean, several times that your market is mainly Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
Um, if you were to reach out to probably the states, would be the most reasonable next step. Do you think you would have to change your style, your approach, your your language? Would you have to change the branding maybe of LiliWeds or anything or not? How do you see that
Um,
competition?
that's a really good question too. Um, yes and no, because it depends on of in what type of client we want as Liliweth, for example. So if we want people that only talk Spanish, so we're talking about reaching out to the diaspora, maybe people from Puerto Rico that are living in the States, then we don't have to change our, first of all, our language. And but maybe we do have to change our messaging, because people, even though they're Puerto Ricans, they're from another place right now. They're different. They have different customs and stuff like that. Um, but if you define with your business that you want to tackle or you want to have a different kind of client, then yes, of course, you have to make changes to solve this problem to this type of client. But at the same time, from the beginning, you're supposed to know which clients do you want.
Mhm.
And so if you know what are their psychographics as besides their demographic, you don't have to change your branding if you do it well from the beginning.
Right. I like that about you because it's not Authentic of Puerto Rico, right? It's not Puerto Rican art or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
pretty. I wouldn't say generic. It sounds horrible. I hate that word. It's not generic what you do, but it's broad. I think everyone will like it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be a challenge to have American people like you as a brand. Want to do business.
You mean LiliWeds?
Yeah, I mean LiliWeds.
Well, it's not a challenge because good design is good design everywhere, but at the same time,
Exactly.
we have decided that we want to talk. We want couples that want to get married and that they love each other and that they want a wedding that speak their language, if that makes sense. They want a wedding that represents them. So that's our main client. If there's we don't do wedding invitations and stationery and signage for every type of bride. We do wedding branding. We do wedding branding for couples that want that wedding branding experience. That couple that want to be represented by the design or the colors or the message, the way they speak in the event. So if there is a client that have those characteristics in any part of the world, then it will speak to them.
Awesome. All right.
Awesome. All right. Well, if somebody wants to, let's say, consult with you or just get a quote from you, maybe get that initial call, and they want to make wedding branding with you guys, how can they reach you?
So if you want to do wedding branding and you want to create an amazing experience and an event for you and your family, you just have to go to LiliWeds.co or LiliWeds.com. There it is. We have our webpage, and you can see all the majority of our designs in Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, Waldo, thank you. We appreciate your time today. I know you're a busy guy, and I know specifically your boss. It's walking around, and then she's giving you some looks. So I think you got to get back to work, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for this opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabe, for being here, for making this possible also. And for those who are watching right now, thank you. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. If you are a Twitter guy or gal, just follow us there on Twitter as well. And if you're on Facebook, if you are a little bit older than the rest, also like our page and comment and share with others. We hope to see you on the next episode of The Late Grind. Thank you. Have a great day today. Thank you, guys.
See you guys.